everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy Ray of Amy Ray Plans, and in today's video I'm here to share with you my favorites for quarter 1. So I did ask, I think either in my Q3 or Q4 favorites from last year, if you guys still wanted to see things that I considered my favorite that I didn't have physical items for, whether that be like books that I had on Kindle or just something I had to share that was a favorite, like a family trip or something, or a trip to visit my family that was a favorite that I didn't have like a physical item for. And I got a couple of responses, and everyone that responded said they still wanted to see things I didn't have physical items for. So thank you to those of you that responded to that. So I will continue to share favorites that I don't have physical items for. So for quarter 1, first favorite is Jen of Genjoy Plans and I did a planner favorites collab where we shared our favorite spreads, sticker shops, and other different things like that for the year of 2024 that went up in January. Let me see. I know I marked it in, I don't usually, oh yeah, it went up January the 14th. I'll try to remember to link that in the description below in case you haven't seen that video and you're interested. Then on February 3rd, my best friend and her daughter and I, we had a bestie day. We usually go to the same shops or the same stores and like get Starbucks and sometimes go out to eat for lunch. Also another favorite, college football playoffs. And then the NFL and the NFL playoffs. And then Josh Allen, who I never really had a football team that I considered my own. But now I like the Bills, mainly because of Josh Allen, but I like the team too. And so he won the MVP for the 2024-25 season. And then the next thing was that the Krissy Designs Celebrations collection came out for 2025, which is always one of my planner staples that I get every year. I think this is her 10th year doing it, and I've only missed 3, and the only reason I didn't get them at the time was I just didn't have the funds. And then next, my sister Christine and her family visited for her kids' winter break. And then we also have my nephew Nicky. His team made it to the county championship. So they won the championship for their county. And then when they played against the other county, they lost 57-60. It was such a heartbreaking loss, but they played amazing. I'm so proud of him. He had such an amazing season. And then the last 3 favorites, that are not book related or planner related, I do have physical items for. So the first one is this Athena Club Dewy Body Lotion, hydrating multivitamin blend and hyaluronic acid. This was a collab or like a thing they did for when the Barbie movie came out. They had like a special collection, and I got like the special razor and stuff. This I found at TJ Maxx. I love it. It's called Pool Party. It smells like coconut water. I don't know how to say that word right there. And then vanilla. They only had one at TJ Maxx, so I was like, oh, let me go on the website and see if I can find it. But since it was just a collab they did for the Barbie movie, unfortunately, I can't get any more. But it smells so good. It feels so nice on your skin, and I absolutely love the colors. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't get it anymore. But I really like this brand, and I do use their razor as well. And then the other 2 items I have to share are these O'Keeffe's items. This is O'Keeffe's Healthy Feet Cream, and this one is O'Keeffe's Healthy Feet Cream Night Treatment. So this one you use during the day, and this one so I don't wear socks when I sleep, so what I do is, like, if I'm watching TV or, like, reading, like, whatever I do at night, I'll put it on, like, 6 o'clock, 7, and put socks on and wear them for a couple hours until I go to bed. I have really bad cracked feet, and one of my favorite bloggers, she shared this and how much she loves it, and I've been using it for a couple weeks now. I really need to do it every day. Some days I forget or I just don't think about it, but I really love these, and I have seen a difference, and I do highly recommend them. Like I said, I have really bad, like, dry, cracked heels, did I say dry, cracked feet before? No, the heels of my feet are, like, dry and cracked. So, I've been using these, and I really love them. And then the last physical item I have to share is that it is March Madness, and I did a men's and women's bracket. For the men's bracket, I did enter a pool with my brother, two of my nephews, and a bunch of people they know. Last year, I came in first place. I won it all. This year, I'm currently in first place going into the Final Four. The day I'm filming this is not March, we're in April. It's April 4th, and the Final Four games are tomorrow, April 5th. I picked all 4 teams for the Final Four. And then tomorrow I have Duke beating Houston and Florida beating Auburn. But I honestly think lately, the past couple of rounds, Florida hasn't played the best. I honestly think they could lose. And hindsight now, if I could fill out my bracket now, I would have chosen Duke over, I might have even chosen Auburn. But yeah, I'm hoping I can win it all again this year. And yeah, but it's really fun to do this. It makes March Madness even more fun. And then the women's bracket, I also correctly chose all 4 Final Four teams. The Final 4 games are on tonight for them. I have UConn beating UCLA and South Carolina beating Texas. And then I have South Carolina beating UConn, but I also really think UConn could win as well. So yeah, this one I'm not in a pool. I should have entered the pool I did last year. It was free to play, but I didn't enter it this year. And last year, I think I came in 12th or 13th out of, like, over 3,000 brackets. But only the first place winner wins because, like I said, you don't pay to play that one. So that is my favorites, like, regular favorites. And then we have the books I read in Q1 that are my favorites, and the planner spreads that I did in Q1 that are my favorites. So first we'll get into books. So I have 9 books to share with you, and I read a total of, hold on one second. I don't keep track of it anymore. So I think I read 5 books in January. No, I think I read 4 books in no, I can't remember. It was I think it was 4, 5, and 5, I think. But I have a couple that were on Kindle Unlimited so I have 2 that I rented on Kindle Unlimited, and then I have 1 that I purchased on my Kindle. So the 2 I rented on Kindle Unlimited, the first one is Merry Christmas by Piper Rain. It was such a cute story. I love Christmas books. I love romance books, and I just thought it was so fun. I have also read one other book, Christmas book by this author, and it was really good. And then the other one I rented on Kindle was the book called Wicked Serve by Grace Riley. It was the 4th and final book in the Beyond the Play series, and I really love this series. I definitely want to reread this one again in the future. Each one focused on a different member of the Callahan family. This one focused on the sister, and she plays volleyball, and then her the romance partner in this book plays hockey. And it was just a really great story. I love this series. And I love sports romances a lot too, because I'm a big sports fan. So any type of sports themed book, I love it. And I rated both of those, Merry Christmas and Wicked Serve, 4 stars. And those are the 2 I rented on Kindle Unlimited. And then the one I purchased on Kindle was While We're Young by K.L. Walter. And I love her. She is one of my favorite young adult authors. I rated this book 4 stars. Wait, what does it say? Oh, I wrote this wrong. It says I own the physical book, but I do own it, but it's on my Kindle. Because I wasn't able to get it on the day it came out in the store, and I was like, I want to read this book right away. So I just bought it on Kindle, and it was really good. All of her books I've rated either 4 or 5 stars. This one I rated 4 stars. It was really good. It was also multiple points of view. We had 3 different points of view, which I think made the book that much more better. If you haven't read anything by her, I highly recommend her. She's a great author. And then the other books I all own physical copies of, so we'll get into that. So we have the Christmas Cookie Wars. So I read a lot of Christmas-themed novels. So a lot of times I'll have some that I'll read into January. And actually, all the books I read in January, which I think I read 5 books, were all my Christmas novels that I was finishing up from the previous holiday. This one is the Christmas Cookie Wars by Eliza Evans. All sugar and no spice until the games begin. This was such a good book. I really enjoyed it. I loved the relationship between the main character and her family, and I loved the relationship between the main character and the male main character, her romantic interest. And I really enjoyed it. I rated it at 4 stars. And I think she had, I know I've read other, oh yeah, she also wrote The Christmas Cafe, which I have read, and I did enjoy that one as well. All right, and next is Emma Lord's newest novel, The Rival. Emma Lord is another one of my favorite authors. I have a lot of favorite authors, but I also read a ton, so that's why. This one is Rivals to Lovers gets an academic send-up in this charming and irresistible romantic comedy from Emma Lord, New York Times bestselling author of Tweet Cute and Begin Again. I have read all of her other books, and I love them all. This one I rated 4 stars on Goodreads, but if Goodreads had a half-star system, I would have rated it 4.5 stars. And the back jacket says, at long last, let me take a sip of my drink real quick. Do you have enough room, Mango? Sorry, my cat likes to sit on my desk, and I like to give him enough room. All right, there you go, buddy. It says, at long last, Sadie has vanquished her lifelong academic rival, her irritatingly charming, whip-smart next-door neighbor, Zeb, by getting the coveted, by getting the coveted only acceptance to her dream college, or so she thinks. When Zeb is unexpectedly pulled off the waitlist and admitted, Sandy has to compete with him all over again, this time to get a spot on the school's famous zine. Now, not only is she dealing with self-doubt and the mayhem of the lovable, chaotic family she hid her writing talents from, she also has to come to terms with some less than resentful feelings for Zeb along the way. But the longer they compete, the more Sadie and Zeb notice flaws in the school system that are much bigger than any competition between them. Somehow the two of them have to band together even as they're trying to crush each other, only to discover they may have met their match in more ways than one. So yeah, really great book. Again, I've read all of her novels. This is her latest novel, and I've loved them all. Please stop getting in trouble. And please be careful up there, even though you're not allowed up there. But you know he's like on my TV, like on my, my TV stand, and he knows he's not allowed up there, but he thinks he's getting away with it right now because he knows I can't stop to get him down. All right. And then, like I said, if Goodreads had a half-star system, I would have rated that one 4.5 stars. But because they don't, I rated it 4 stars. And then the next one is another sports romance, which I love sports. My favorite sport is baseball, and then football, and then basketball. So this one is The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. Please be careful. Can you jump down from there? Mango, get down. Get down. Get down. Mango, jump down. Hey, let me get him down, guys. Hold on. Hey, get down. Get down. Ay, ay, ay. Silly boys. All right. The Art of Catching Feelings. I haven't read... This was my first novel by her. I have heard of her book... oh, no, that's not true. I think I wrote Love... I think I read Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think I have to check, but I'm pretty sure I read that book. But that one with Love from Cold War, I haven't read that one. I just think that's so fun. And then I love the quote in the beginning. Love is the most important thing in the world, but baseball is pretty good too, by Yogi Berra. I rated this book 5 stars. This one says a professional baseball player and his heckler prove that true love is worth going to bat for. Daphne Brink doesn't follow baseball, but watching America's snooze fest certainly beats sitting at home in the days after she signs her divorce papers. After one too many ballpark beers, she heckles Carolina Battery player Chris Kepler, who quickly proves there might actually be a little crying in baseball. Horrified, Daphne reaches out to Chris on social media to apologize, but forgets to identify herself as his heckler in her message. Chris doesn't usually respond to random fans on social media, but he's grieving and fragile after an emotionally turbulent few months. When a DM from Ducky catches his eye, he impulsively messages back. Ducky is sweet, funny, and seems to understand him in a way no one else does. Daphne isn't sure how much longer she can keep lying to Chris, especially as she starts working with his team in real life and their feelings for each other deepen. When he finds out the truth, will it be 3 strikes she's out? Again, super good book. Loved her writing, loved the main characters, loved the relationship between Chris and his teammates, and also loved the relationship between Daphne and her best friend. So good, so good. And then the next book was Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. Also, can we have a moment for these sprayed edges? Loved it. Loved it, loved it. Could not put it down. Just an amazing book. I just think she's a great writer. A lot of people said this book was really steamy, and the steamy scenes were intense, but there wasn't so many of them that I thought it was too much. Now, there's been romance books I read where, like, I feel like every other page is a steamy scene, and that gets too much for me because I feel like there's not as much, like, story content, like, the story doesn't develop that much when it's just like every other page seems to be a scene like that. But this one was so good. This was a bigger book. This was 443 pages. I really loved it. I rated it 5 stars. And then I also read Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood, which I have 2 more books that okay, hold on. So when I read this, I think I have, oh, here we go. I have Love Theoretically, Bride. I just picked that up at the bookstore a couple days ago, so you'll actually see that in my next book haul. So I have these 2 to read, and also Check and Mate, which I own all 3 of those. And then I've read the other 2, and I haven't read the anthology or the novellas, but I loved this book so much. I thought it was so good. I loved the relationship between the 2 main characters. I also loved that it was told between dual point of view with both the female main character and the male main character. I love the relationship between the female main character and her best friend, and I also love the relationship between the male main character and his group of friends, and I just really enjoyed this. Like I said, I rated this 5 stars as well. And then the last book for quarter one that was my favorite was It's Not Me, It's You, which was the newest novel from Alex Light. She also has The Upside of Falling and Meet Me in the Middle, which I read both of those and enjoyed those. This book isn't new. I think it came out... Oh, no, it did come out in 2024. Oh, that's right. I think it came out in, like, the fall of 2024. But, yeah, it was a really good book. I also, I think... Oh, wait, was this dual point of view? I can't remember. I don't think so. No, I don't think it was. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed also like the relationship between the male and female main character, but also my favorite was the relationship between the female main character and her sisters and the female main character and her best friends. I really enjoyed all the relationship and friendship angles in this book, and I just thought it was a great read, and I rated this one 4 stars. So those are all my favorite books for quarter one. Ooh. And then next up, sorry, I'm trying to make a little pile on the floor. Next up, I have my favorite planner spreads for quarter one. So I have 2 for January, 3 for February, and 3 for March. Honestly, I could have picked another January one as well, but... So the first favorite spread that I did for this year was the week of December 30th through January 5th. This was the Cotton Candy mystery kit from Caress Press. I absolutely love it. I really want to use it again. I also paired it with a foil bundle of Hollow and Sparkly Hollow from Scribble Prints Co. And I also paired it with washi from Simply Gilded. Now, I know the washi doesn't match the foil that I chose, but I really wanted to use this because it had like the cupcake, the lollipop, the ice cream, the donut, and it reminded me of the art in the kit. Let me take a sip of my drink. Yeah, I really love this kit. I think my cat found a sticker on the floor and is playing with it. So yeah, this week was the last 2 days of January, or the last 2 days of December and the beginning of January. So this week was actually my birthday week, which is why I chose to use this kit, because I love sweets and I just thought this was such a fun kit to use. Let's try to do a wiggle. So yeah, it was my birthday, and it's New Year's Eve is my birthday. It was New Year's Day in the beginning of January. I was watching tons of football. I was having YouTube binges. I did some filming. I spent time with my mom. I was reading. And then the next kit was the next spread was January 20th through January 26th. I use this beautiful mystery kit from Caress Press that I absolutely love. I paired it with a silver and sparkly hollow foil bundle from Scribble Prints Co. And I also paired it with washi from Once More With Love. This week, it was MLK Jr. Day. I placed a stick with the Planco order. We got 6 inches of snow, which was a big deal, because we don't get a lot of snow where I live. Watched a lot of football. Watched my nephew's game on streaming. Spent time with my family. Went to Target. And then, let's give you a wiggle. And then the next spread was the week of January 27th through February 2nd. This is a very, very old kit from Scribble Prints Co., but I absolutely love it. One of my favorite all-time kits. I paired it with a foil bundle from, I think, Scribble Prints Co. And then I used a washi, 15 millimeter washi strip from Caress Press. I also paired it with washi from Simply Gilded. What was going on this week? Let's see. It was the beginning of February. I was planning. I got some Happy Mail, watching my nephew's game on streaming. Actually, 2 of his games. Did some cleaning, was reading, had some YouTube binges, organized stickers. And then we have the week of February 10th through February 16th. This was Cat Cafe from Scribble Prints Co., which is also an older kit, but I've never used it before, shockingly, and I'm really excited I did, and I'll probably get this again. I use this kit to mark my cat's 17th birthday. I paired it with foil from Scribble Prints Co., as well as washi from Simply Gilded. I organized stickers. I had some movie nights. I watched TV. Planning. It was Valentine's Day. It was my grandma's 100th birthday. I had family visiting. We had my grandma's 100th birthday, like, dinner celebration. Went to Barnes & Noble, got crumble, went to Target, went to, like, a show where they also give you dinner. And then the next spread is February 17th through February 23rd. I use this Caress Press kit, Cherry Bomb, which I've used before, but I absolutely love this kit, and I will continue to buy it and use it as long as she has it in her shop. I paired it with 2 foil bundles, one in sparkly red and one in ice blue from Scribble Prints Co. The first time I used it, I think I used the hollow foil that it came with because it was a mystery kit originally, but I really love that I paired it with these 2. This week, it was my nephew's birthday. I had family visiting. I was in a lot of pain. We got crumble. We went out to lunch. We went out to hibachi dinner. I was cleaning. I FaceTimed my niece. Watching college basketball. In a lot of pain with my hip. I think I mentioned that already, though. And I just love how this spread turned out. And then the next few kits happened in March. So first we have March 10th through March 16th. And I used Cinema Time from Pink Diamond Planner Co. Sadly, she is no longer open. I really love this kit. I paired it with a Star Foil bundle from Scribble Prints Co. And I also paired it with washi from Simply Gilded. Let me take a sip of my drink. So this year has been really hard. I have some family members dealing with some very challenging health issues. So literally, I could mark in my feelings anxious every day. So I do mark it a lot. I don't mark it every day. On the days I don't mark it, I still could mark it. I just choose to mark other things. And I've also been in a lot of pain, like really bad, like 8, 9 on a scale of 10 with my hip. This week I started physical therapy, but then I only ended up having 3 appointments because it ended up making my pain worse, which has happened the last 2 times I've tried physical therapy. I was reading. I had an appointment for blood work. I watched YouTube. I purchased the baseball package for this season. I made some sticker orders. I was watching TV, FaceTiming family. I placed a order with the Coffee Monsters Co. during her anniversary sale. I was filming, watching tons of college basketball. And then we have March 17th through March 23rd. This kit is Lucky Bash from Scribble Prints Co. And I also paired it with foil from Scribble Prints Co. It was the chunky gold foil. So this week was the week of St. Patrick's Day. We actually didn't have our typical Irish meal because, like I said, it's been very challenging here. and that's the reason we didn't have it, because of stuff going on. I had my 6-month follow-up with my primary care doctor. This day I had PT, spending time with my mom, got crumble, filled out my brackets, watching tons of college basketball. My allergies were bothering me. My nephew turned 19. It was the beginning of spring. Doing some cleaning, having YouTube binges, filming. And then the last spread is March 24th through March 30th. This was 90s Throwback by Pink Diamond Planner Co. I absolutely adore this kit. This was like my preteens and my teens in a kit. And I just love it so much. I paired it with a foil bundle from Scribble Prints Co. I got Crumble. I got my Stick with the Plan Co. order. I was reading. I FaceTimed my best friend Krissy. I had my monthly infusion. Got Happy Mail. Made a Plana Hannah order during her sale. The baseball started, MLB baseball started, watching college basketball. My sister was visiting this day through this day, or through the following week. And on Wednesday, we went out to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. And on Friday, we went out to Red Robin and Barnes & Noble. FaceTiming my dad, having cat cuddles, and yeah, just mainly college basketball. Well, not mainly, but a lot. And those are all of my planner spreads I'm getting tongue-tied. All of my favorite planner spreads for quarter one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what were some of your favorites for quarter one. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.